Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a daily review of today, and today this is a very, very good video to watch. Okay, so a lot of people, I saw they're trying to go short down here. Okay, and I totally get in hindsight. Okay, I can see that this short did not work out. A lot of people shorted this very bad gap. I can totally see that, but I went long. I posted a video on Twitter of me going long. I knew this was here, but I wanted us to blast through it. We did reject it a little bit, go down, and we ended up blasting through it later. Um, but I took a trade off of this volume imbalance down here. And what I did is I took a right here, okay? It's very, very tiny. I took it off this volume imbalance. And my stop was where? Under the swing low, okay? The reason why I love this trade so much is because this morning, so first of all, this morning was, I was already 2 for 2. Okay, so this morning I saw we had this fair value gap, okay, which we end up bouncing off barely, and we actually had these 15-minute equal lows here, so we never actually hit it. We had this 15-minute or very value gap, and we had this order block, but we were so high, like on this time frame. Okay, if you look out from this swing high to this swing low, this fair value gap, if you notice, was in premium. Okay, and price loves to rebalance and discount, and if this, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, if this fair value gap was not here, I would probably not have expected this dump and then back up again. But because it was, and because this technically we never hit, this was not a discount, I was like, okay, this is a balance. We're probably gonna balance this at some point. This is something I can't explain through a single video. This just takes screen time. It's the only obvious fair value gap in this leg. It's on the 15 minutes, so it's very significant, and it's just unbalanced, and it's a discount. So that was kind of the spot I was looking at for this morning. It was also a breaker block. Okay, so from over here is also a breaker. So again, that's 2 points of confluence right there. So my prediction, I actually predicted this in Discord. I'm not gonna. I don't really have anything to prove. Okay. But you just gotta trust me in this. I predicted when we were after this candle, I was like, okay, we should bounce out this. We should go down here and then bounce out this. So this was kind of my prediction, and that's what ended up happening. I don't do predictions that much, but lately my predictions have been pretty on point. I'm not gonna lie. But again, predictions don't mean anything, especially if you're waiting for the confirmation entry. So once I saw us bounce out this 15-minute fair value gap, this was the confirmation entry. The reason why I love this so much is because this candle right here is a giant institutional candle. This is not any weak candle. Even though there's no market structure shift here, okay, this is more of an advanced entry where this is such a strong candle and we created a volume imbalance. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to bounce out this. And again, even if we did it was still good risk to reward back to high day. So, yeah. And this morning off open, look how many equal lows right here. So I actually did not long this. Okay, so this was a, again, breaker, fair value gap, both of those. This would have been a great long, except I have a rule, I do not long with equal lows below. So we actually end up bouncing out there. So I'm like, well, I don't really care we missed it. I'm going to be the guy that takes a trade down to these equal lows if we get it. And I learned this, and again, I don't really learn that much stuff in my voice chat when I'm live trading in Discord. I'm going to be honest, but I said twice I'm shorting here. So off this dump right here, I said, okay, I'm chasing a short here. And then I told everyone, I'm like, okay, if you're in options, get out here. I got stopped break even. Then I re-entered. I'm like, okay, I'm re-entering again because this to me was just a retrace to a fair value gap and premium with equal lows below. So I re-entered again here, and I ended up targeting these equal lows. And that was not an ICT stream. I know he called this. Okay, I've known enough ICT not to be in a stream anymore, but you can clearly see that worked. And once we hit these equal lows, I totally get this fair value gap worked, but I would not short it. But yeah. So later in the day, I saw these equal highs, okay, and I put so much weight on these equal highs because they're so far apart from each other. Okay, if they're like right next to each other, I wouldn't care that much, but they're so far apart to where it's like, okay, these are pretty obvious. So right here, I actually wanted something like this. Okay, I wanted to go down here and then go up and hit them. And I was planning on logging this anyway, or looking for a log from this anyways, but when you kind of have an unbalanced fair value gap down here and equal highs up here, ideally you're not going to guess which one's going to be hit. So I just kind of stayed out and I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait. And we ended up hitting the equal highs first. So I'm like, okay, we're probably going to go back down now, rebalancing this. And then we're going to go up. And that's exactly what happened. So I didn't actually know this in live time until we hit these equal highs first. Then I kind of guessed we're going to hit this. But during this time, I didn't know if we are going to go hit this first or hit this first. Again, I would have preferred hitting this first, but we never got it. So again, like, this was the most, like, the best entry you could had. There was a few re-entries, okay? The one re-entry was right here. Okay. This Sibby. Okay, see how he broke above this? This Sibby was in the re-entry. And you're trying to go to bed here. Okay, that's where I sold my option trade. And then this was another re-entry. This volume imbalance. If you were targeting up here, you would have gotten stopped out of break even probably. It's just, it is what it is. This was kind of tough to execute because I kept getting stopped at break even. But there's equal highs here. Sometimes if I see like a candle like this, like an acceleration candle, and I see equal highs above, I will long into this fair value gap because usually they like to use these fair value gaps to burst into the equal highs. But that's a lot riskier of a trade. I'll only really take that on options. So there's that. And then we end up bouncing off this. Okay, it was a tiny fair value gap, but we end up bouncing off that. Not an entry I would have taken, definitely. Okay, but I would have taken this entry. See how we break above this? Then retrace to this. See how these line up? Okay, fair value gap here. We trade above the Sibby here, and there's your entry. So there was that, obviously. And again, that was just another textbook entry. This was a very tough Judas swing. If you were in from like here or just anywhere in here, okay, and you wanted the high to be hit, which I did want this high to be hit, this is a Judas swing that's gonna stop you out most of the time, and it is what it is. It sucks. I totally get it. Yes, it sucks. But you just kind of have to deal with it. And there's going to be days in trading where you're going to see a profit target, or you're going to see a target and you're going to get a deuce, and there's really nothing you could do. You just got to look for a re-entry. And if you did get stopped, here's your re-entry. So pretty algorithmic day. There was also this right here, which I did re-enter on. I actually re-entered when we swept this low because I still had a lot of conviction. We're going to go up. But yeah, just a crazy day. And if you want to watch my execution on Twitter, feel free to watch that. But yeah, pretty good day. If you guys have any questions, just ask me in my Discord. I alerted the bias. I alerted this morning's bias. I alerted these equal lows. I alerted all this. Okay, pretty textbook stuff. I alerted all this in voice chat. So yeah, hope you guys had a good day. I will see you later, and peace out.